The process of communication. This is just a picture showing the communication between two people. Communication happens when information and meaning is being shared from one individual or group to another. The process of communication is only successful when the information being shared between the two individuals or group is not only transmitted, but both parties need to understand the meaning of the information. A very important part of this process is meaning. And I will go and show you, this is the communication process, the diagram. So first we start with the sender having the idea. Then we go to the sender encoding idea into the message. And then the message travels over channel. Then the receiver decodes the message. And then all that, the feedback gets traveled back to the sender. So we'll just look at each step in more detail in the PowerPoint. So we start with the first thing is the sender having the idea. The beginning step in the communication process is when an idea is created by the sender. This person is also known as the person who comes up with the message. When the idea is being formed, there are many factors that influence it: the background, the mood, the frame of reference, the physical makeup, culture, and many more. The way you greet people can be different depending on the location of where you are, also what kind of person you are talking to. The next step is sender encodes idea into the message. Encoding is changing an idea into words or gestures that have meaning. One big problem in communicating with words is that words can have so many different meanings and don't get interpreted the way they're intended. When something is misunderstood from missing the meaning, it is referred to as bypassing. Skilled communicators know how easy it is to be misunderstood, so they use familiar words that both sides of the conversation agree with. Next, we have our third step. The message travels over channel. So channel refers to the medium over which the message is physically transmitted. Messages can travel so many different ways, such as telephone, computer, letter, pictures, fax, and many more as well. Verbal and nonverbal are both ways of delivering messages through channels, and you want to make sure you choose the right channel and shape the message carefully. Next we go to the receiver decodes message. Decoding happens when the message gets translated from symbol form into meaning. Communication only happens when the receiver understands the meaning intended by the sender and the receiver has decoded the message. Proper communication is pretty hard though, because everyone has past experience and there are several barriers that can force this process to a halt. A message can be distributed a couple ways, being internal and external. Internal example would be the receiver may be biased against the sender or may lack the attention. And external would be by eligible words or loud noises. Another way decoding can be distributed could also be the receiver gets sidetracked by a semantic obstacle. Maybe they misunderstood words. And our final step is when the feedback travels to the sender. Feedback is created from the verbal and nonverbal responses of the receiver. This is an extremely important step in the process of communication. Feedback allows the sender to know that you received the message and that it was understood. Some ways to encourage feedback are asking questions, timing the delivery appropriately, only providing as much information that the receiver can handle, paraphrasing the message with comments. There are two types of feedback: descriptive and evaluative. A descriptive response is much better because with an evaluative response being judgmental, it doesn't let the sender know if the receiver actually understands. And that is the end of my description of how the communication process works.